My name is Maureen Hiebert. I'm a senior fellow at the Center for Military and Strategic Studies. I'm also a professor in the Department of Political Science and the Law and Society program at the University of Calgary. My research interests are in the field of genocide studies, and so my research falls into a new area of focus at the center, which is on human security. In my research, I basically look at two questions. The first one is basically to explain why genocide happens. Why does this terrible form of violence occur and continue to occur? And so I've focused mostly on why it is that elite actors decide to perpetrate this particular form of very extreme violence. And I've looked mostly at how elite actors understand the identity of their victims. I've also looked at more recently with colleagues here at the University of Calgary more at the philosophical foundations of political violence in the modern era. My second area of research basically looks at genocide prevention, which is a main area of focus for many genocide scholars. But what I've looked at mostly is not trying to make the case for prevention or to come up with strategies for it, but a sort of understudied part of prevention, and that is to try to figure out what won't work and why it won't work, so we don't waste our time on those kinds of strategies. And so, because I teach in the Law and Society program, I've first of all looked at how criminal trials, contrary to what many people believe, actually do not deter atrocity crimes. And so basically what I suggest is that we can't rely on courts, whether the International Criminal Court or tribunals or domestic courts, to deter atrocity crimes. I've also started to look at the geopolitical constraints to genocide prevention, again with an eye of trying to figure out what strategies work and what strategies won't work. Now, in terms of teaching, here in the Department of Political Science, I teach mostly courses in law and politics and in comparative politics. So I teach one of the courses in law and politics and the judicial process. I teach a course on genocide studies at the undergraduate level. At the Center for Military and Strategic Studies, starting in a couple of years, I'll be offering a new course on law and armed conflict. And in this course, which I'm really excited to be offering, we'll be looking at the philosophical and historical evolution of the laws of war, the way in which the laws of war have been applied in practice and often not applied in practice, and also how military officers particularly are educated into the laws of war in countries like Canada, the United States, Britain, and so on. So if I were a student coming to the University of Calgary, I think what you find at the center now is a very dynamic place. We have our core competencies that we continue to offer at a very high level in military history, conventional strategy, and strategic studies, but we also have this new area of interest in human security, both in the developed and in the developing world.